welcome to a very excellent Cartoon Friday. However, let's acknowledge there are no cartoons out yet. It's only 4 in the morning. I got up naturally because, well, I went to sleep pretty early last night. So, naturally, I'm going to get up pretty early too. And I tried to go back to bed for a little while. That's when I realized, Eric, you're not going to be able to adequately go back to bed until you get up, watch some cartoons, smoke some bowls, go back to bed at like 9 in the morning or something for a nice morning nap. That's the best you can expect for yourself today, Eric. Let's not burden oneself with unreasonable goals and expectations, like accomplishing things. I accomplished a lot yesterday. I communicated with that lady that I keep not typing. I'm trying to make sure I got the right lady. I'm just going to give her a refund. Say, here's your money. Now, go away. Because it's like, I don't want to play endless email tag and have to remember all this shit. And, it's all my fault, of course. It's not her fault at all. But, what are you going to do? It nevertheless is annoying me at this point, so. In the interest of avoiding being annoyed, naturally, I just gonna give her a refund and say, just go away. But first, we're gonna smoke this cigarette. We're gonna move back inside. We're gonna smoke some bowls. It's mostly gonna be just me here, talking to myself. But we may get 1 or 2 others arrive accidentally. Like, oh no, I clicked on that link. Well, I guess I'll have to watch this for 5 seconds. That's plausible. So, last night I watched the Thursday night football game. Watched the whole thing. The Bears won. It was a hard-fought victory, but they won, I believe it was 13-10. Cole Kemet, who is my starting tight end this week for my fantasy football team, he got like 5 catches or something. He underperformed his projection by like 1 point. I'm pretty pleased with that. That'll do, And I would suggest probably a pretty easy matchup this week. This guy's got Patrick Mahomes as the starting quarterback. They have a bye this week. He hasn't even subbed him out for a bench player yet, so. A lot of good cartoons come out today. Well, there's 4 excellent days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are all excellent days. They've got a lot of good cartoons going on Crunchyroll on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But the first cartoon didn't come out this morning until 5:30. It's Rising of the Shield Hero 3, which is excellent. It's an excellent show. Yesterday, of course, Thursday's not quite as rich a day as Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The 3 best days are Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But Thursday does have the advantage of having Jujutsu Kaisen come out, which is pretty slamming. I mean, that's a pretty impressive piece of work. It's a fast 22 minutes every week. It's 4.9 stars for a reason. The Apothecary Diaries remains, last I checked, at 5 stars. It's like one of the only, if not the only, Crunchyroll anime I can think of that actually hits and stays at 5 stars. The Apothecary Diaries is quite great, but might be a little bit more nuanced, subtle, sophisticated in its narrative that I'm really necessarily looking for in an anime. It's not depressing, at least, but there's not a lot of, well, there's not any magic going on, you know. It's not an isekai. Oh yeah, I do. I have a poop on the way. Don't worry. If you were worried that this morning you might have already missed my poop, no, it's still on its way. You can relax. You can relax and stop panicking now. Okay? Now we're inside the house. Pretty excited for this upcoming weather. That's a pretty cool thumbnail this morning, huh? Oh, sure, I get it. It's just me and 2 other people. One of them might even be Rachel. Not that she doesn't count as a person or anything. But, you know, it's not that hard to get your wife to watch your media, hopefully. Unless you're me in every relationship prior to this one. There. Now it's time for the proverbial first bong rip of the day. What makes it proverbial? Well, in Proverbs in the Bible it says, don't forget to smoke your morning bong rips. That's what makes it proverbial. I'm sure the word proverb started out referring exclusively to things from Proverbs in the Bible. But now it more or less means aphorism, you know. Well, outside is currently 32 degrees. And the current temp is near the record low for this date. Well, they made a monkey that glows in the dark. Wonderful. Just what we needed. A monkey that glows in the dark. Troops and veterans don't like thank you for your service. So what's better? I don't know. Fuck off, military person. That's probably not better. Well, the good news is I'm watching. Maybe nobody else is, but I'm watching. And isn't that what really matters? What I want to watch? Yeah. What I want to watch is, I guess, a still image of myself looking at an empty live chat. Hey, let me tell you, people who aren't watching, you know, I needed people to watch me to do YouTube stuff. I never would have gotten into YouTube. I spent a lot of time on YouTube talking to nobody. After all, it's my nature to talk. That's why I will never go to the tomb of the unknown soldier again. Because it was the most boring thing ever. As somebody said last night, because remember, I went to see the tomb of the unknown soldier in 7th grade in 1984. And I still to this day remember how boring it was. So, if you remember for 39 years how boring something is, then you can rest assured that thing was very boring. You think I could bore myself that much? What cartoons am I waiting for? Well, the first one I'm waiting for is Rising of the Shield Hero 3, which comes out at 5:30, I believe, or 5:30, I think. And then after that, I will be waiting for after Shield Hero 3 comes out. Then Goblin Slayer 2 is at 6:30. Then Free Run Beyond Journey's End, which is fantastic, is at 8. Let me check the walkthrough first, which is mediocre, is at 8:30. But I watch it anyway. It's good enough to watch. Then Kingdoms of Ruin comes out at 10:30. All of those cartoons are excellent. Now, granted, Arknights Perish in Frost comes out today at 2:10. I'm not actually watching that cartoon because the first season of Arknights was not very good. So I probably won't be watching Arknights Perish in Frost. Kingdoms of Ruin is really kind of crazy intense in that, you know, it starts off with the Kingdom of Science is genociding the witches. and they've got one witch's apprentice locked up in this maximum security prison, and he gets out. And you imagine that, you know, he's gonna side with the witches, and there's gonna be a battle between the science people and the witch people. But it doesn't end up really playing out like that at all. And he turns out to just be like this guy, just hell bent on mass murder. So we'll see how that one turns out. But I'm intrigued by it. I think it's quite good. But the best cartoon that comes out today is probably Free Journey's End. That one's really good. My favorite cartoon from yesterday, which is the one I really look forward to on Thursdays, is My Daughter Left Home and Returned an S-Rank Adventurer. That one really kicks me in the softness. You just have to be at your grandma's from like 9 to 15, waiting for my mom to arrive to bring me back home every workday. And that was incredibly boring. Yeah, I'm saying cartoons. Of course, when I say cartoons, I mean anime. Those are the only kind of cartoons I watch, really. I mean, I'll watch like Rick and Morty or something, but I don't really watch any American cartoons. I don't trust Americans to make cartoons. The only place I'll even conceivably watch an American cartoon, excepting things like Rick and Morty, BoJack Horseman, like good, funny adult American cartoons, great, fine. But let's say I go on Netflix and try to watch an American anime. Well, okay. I obviously Ice Wolf. I raised a daughter during the Nickelodeon Cartoon Network days, and there were plenty of those cartoons on that I enjoyed, like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Phineas and Ferb. But you know, I'm not a fan of Demon Slayer. I finished Seven Deadly Sins. I finished all the seasons of it. That's the best, one of the best anime on Netflix. But like, let's say I were to watch an American anime on Netflix, I would put it in Japanese audio with American subtitles because I just cannot watch any cartoon that's not a. I Am Weasel. I didn't like very much. Well, I'm a straight up otaku. You know, it's like not only do I watch anime every day, I know before I go to bed whether how much anime I'm gonna get to watch tomorrow versus how many. Like on Tuesdays, I just go, okay, well, we might as well just get shit done today because there's nothing on TV. Tuesdays are the worst day for anime. This season, anyway. And Wednesday's barely any better. I love you too, Rachel. And just to inform you in full, there weren't Nickelodeon cartoons on Cartoon Network. There were Cartoon Network cartoons on Cartoon Network, and there were Nickelodeon cartoons on Nickelodeon. There were two different channels. I'm just saying, when I was raising my daughter, we watched cartoons on both of those channels. I liked Cartoon Network cartoons better than Nickelodeon cartoons in general. But um like I never really liked that one about that boy genius, Jimmy Neutron. I never liked that. That was a Nickelodeon cartoon. I'm not sure about Phineas and Ferb. I think it was like a Disney cartoon, but maybe it was Nickelodeon. It wasn't Cartoon Network. Oh, by the way, Rachel, I just wanted to reassure you. My getting up when I did had absolutely nothing to do with you. I was just ready to get up.
That's good to know.
Mm-hmm. Um. So like we watched as when Delilah was a kid, we watched Ed, Ed, and Eddie. We watched Codename Kid Next Door, Kids Next Door. Uh, we watched various things. The one thing that she watched as a kid that I just could not watch with her. Yeah, we watched Billy and Mandy, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Um, I don't remember what all the other ones were, but I could not watch Full House. Delilah loved Full House when she was a kid. But like Courage the Cowardly Dog was not a children's cartoon. That was the most unsettling, disturbing, generally unpleasant cartoon I could even ever imagine watching. Another one I didn't like was Cat Dog. Cat Dog was not good. SpongeBob was amazing. Yes. No, SpongeBob doesn't make you dumb. SpongeBob was great. I don't know if you recall Ice Wolf, but I mean Ghost, but SpongeBob split his pants. I feel like Cartoon Network cartoons were made for both the parents and the kids to watch together. Yeah, much more so than Nickelodeon cartoons. And I still have SI things that come from those cartoons that we watched together. Like when I change the toilet paper, I'll say just about every single time I do it, I'll say, over and under, Miss Francis. Because in Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Miss Francis, she was like the 20-year-old employee or whatever. And her former imaginary friend was this rabbit butler guy. And he always nitpicked how she worked on and told her, like, when she was changing the toilet paper, over not under, Miss Francis, over not under. I still say that. When I'm very tired, I might reference this thing that I guess it was just one episode probably of Ed, Ed, and Eddie, where one of the Eds says, sleepy, 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 and then curls up to go to sleep. So, Most of the things that Delilah watched, I could watch with her, no problem. But not Full House. Because that's like waterboarding, watching Full House. You recently started to notice that Courage's dog scream sounds more like a rotating machine thing. I haven't watched any Courage in a long time. I will give Courage the Cowardly Dog the following amount of credit. It's very artistically like visionary, you know, but in a very unsettling way. The way that it's drawn is it's obviously somebody's like long developing art style and project. It's just it's only even conceivably good at Halloween. It's just too spooky. $32 degrees outside right now. Hi, Acacia. That's cold enough to freeze water. But I'm not outside. I'm in the garage. And I'm sure it's somewhere closer to 50 in here, probably. Still too cold to, I don't know, take a nap on the ground. Fortunately, I have chairs in here. So I don't even have to sit on the ground. Presumably, if I were Japanese, I'd maybe even prefer to sit on the ground. But I'm what you call a big American male. I like to take up a lot of room. I like to spread my legs wide and my arms wide and be like, oh, I'm sitting here. Well, I tell you, if you read a lot, these headlines and stuff, it really starts to make you worry about like ecosystem collapse, you know, like the oceans and stuff. But what am I going to do about that? Nothing. It's like I can't uncollapse the ecosystem. I'll read your thing when I go inside, Acacia. I can't read shit right now. I just recognize Acacia because of your green thing and your spaced out name. I'll tell you one thing that tripped me out that I learned the other day. So there's this channel I watch called Dark Five or Dark Five Ancient Mysteries. Um, I like it. It's a documentary thing. I think he's very smart to do what he does. He plays like spooky music, like science fiction, like X-Files kind of music or whatever. And but his documentaries are just very factual. There's nothing. He's not into paranormality at all. He dismisses all paranormal explanations, etc. Do you know that Arizona doesn't fall back, go forward? I did know that, but I had forgotten it. I knew that because when I was younger, when I was a kid, one of the places my parents took me to a lot, my grandma loved this place, was Laughlin, Nevada. And in fact, my parents owned for a long time prior to selling it. Within a couple of years of my dad dying, he sold it. It was somebody held on to it for a long time. But we had a rental property in Bullhead City. So that's why I know that. Because we went down there fairly often and it came up at some point. Would you ever be a Mexican cartel hitman? No. Even if I wanted to, I would have no idea how to infiltrate a Mexican cartel. I don't speak that good of Spanish. Es la droga en el biblioteca. Y es la droga a la playa. Which, well, I'm going to get my glasses, and this is going to make reading the phone a lot easier. All right, now we're going to go poo. Okay, so in Serbia, since about a year ago, the temperature and weather started to feel very unnatural. It's actually controlled. I don't know about it being controlled, but Rachel's sister, Kat, currently lives in Serbia, but she doesn't like it there. And she's selling her place and getting a place in Prague. Or it's correctly pronounced Prague. So, Rachel's sister has a very ISFJ kind of frame of reference, I guess. ISFJs, they like experiences. They envision certain kinds of experiences and then they want to have those. And her sister has this romantic vision of hanging out in some sidewalk cafe in the ultra quaint streets, the curving, windy streets of Prague. And when she moves there, she may very well end up having that experience. But like when you're fundamentally a lot more metaphysical than that, whatever conversation I would have in Prague would be no better or worse than a conversation I'd have anywhere else. It'd just be based on the merits of it. I don't expect people in Prague to be more able to chat interestingly with me than the assortment of people I've met around the world here on Talking with Fitness People. It's not like I have a heavy influx of people from Prague. I have no reason to believe that my experience in Prague, as I understand experiences, would be any better or worse than any place else. The thing is, at the same time, I vastly prefer living here over Arcadia, but it's not because I envisioned any particular experience so much as it is because I knew what I hated about Arcadia. And then moving up here, I guess I had some expectations about what it was going to be like, but not really. When we moved here, I envisioned being in town a lot more than we've turned out to ever be in town. We go to town periodically. It's good to get out of the house. It's nice to have a lunch and participate in town stuff. But it's kind of far away. It's half an hour just to get into town. Half an hour back. Meow, I know you want me to watch you eat, but right now I'm pooping. I mean, I'm done pooping, but I'm not done with the whole process. When somebody's butt poops, everything is beautiful, 'cause you no longer have poop inside your butt. When there's poop inside your butt, you need to say, get out, what? If nothing is very good about having some poop, you have got to let it fall out of your butt right now. Let it flush away down the water. When I go poo. Alright, that's my song, When I Go Poo. I wrote it with my pen. That's how you write things, Through the summer and the fall, I had to go poop, that was all. There you go. little mister. Cobblestone streets or wobbly boned meats? It's a good point. That's really an excellent point, Acacia. He got impatient. He started eating without me even being here. You know what, Trouble? I think you're growing up. I think so. I think you're maturing into a good kitty. You're learning the ways of life. Yeah, he's a real cruncher. Oh, Peaches. I call him Peaches sometimes because he has peach cheeks. You can't really necessarily see him from this angle, but there, maybe you can see it there. Turn towards me, Trouble. He's got a little peach spot on his cheeks. This is one bit of beige. You call it peach, you call it beige, you call it skin color. If you want to be racist. Anyway, he has peach cheeks. Peaches and cream is a good one of those like affectionate names, like sugar dumpling or pineapple upside down cake. You called Cobweb a little pink chin when she was younger? Well, increasingly, Acacia, the more I hear you talk, the more convinced I am that you have yourself typed correctly. Because you're full of extroverted intuition. Little Pink Chin is Cobbin Williams. I got a lot of names for Trouble as well. Trouble, Bubbles, Sir Bubblingtons, Squire Bubblingtons, Peaches. Capillo, I mostly just call Capillo. I don't really have a lot of nicknames for that cat. But she really, I'm going to have to just repeat something I told on yesterday's stream because I was so impressed with her. She got a scorpion, cut off its tail, and then brought my attention to it. A sugar dumpling? Yeah, or plum pudding, or honey. Those are all sweet things, you know. So peaches and cream. Yeah. Name remixes are definitely an anything. The thing is, Rachel's name doesn't remix very well. I could try to anagram her name and see what see what I come up with. Um, she has the wisdom of the censor, Rachel. The rest of it, this poor censor is living with three intuitives, one of whom's a sociopath. Like Trouble just wants to prevent Capillo from having anything. If I were to anagram Rachel, like, it could be Larchy. It could be um, Hellark. Hellark. Well, my best anagram for my name is Rice Ass Rust. But Corey's name anagrams beautifully. Corey Osborne anagrams to Horsey Benorsi. That's like the best one of all. And INFP came up with that anagram for him. My last name anagramming to Ass Rust means Rachel can also be an ass rust. I'm Rice Ass Rust. She could be Hellark or Lurchacha. Hellark Ass Rust. Rice and Hellark Ass Rust. But I wish I was Horsey Benorsi. That's a great, a great anagram name. You got an extra C in there. Lurcha? Lurch is pretty good. Lurcha. Or could be basically, you could just be like rail with a silent C. Ruben could be Nuber, obviously. But it could also be okay. Fair enough. You claim typo. Oh, you were mixing your names together to become like a Brangelina, you mean? Rubacea? Rubacea sounds like a skin disease. I think to really complement the ass rust though, Hellark might be might be the best anagram for Rachel's name. And she would sound like the dude and I'd sound like the girl. Hellark and Rice. Raina Cockaboo? Raina Cockaboo is a pretty good name. You said the same thing about rubacea? It sounds like a skin disease. Well, if you were just to combine Eric and Rachel into Brangelina, it would be Richeric or Rachel, but that's that's too much Rachel and too little Eric. So it would have to be Richeric, I think. The interesting thing is they didn't do it with their last name. They didn't call them Brangelina Poli. Cersei Banana Bananua. Cersei Bananua. Cersei Bananua is pretty great. Although you could also go with Unanaba. Cersei Unanaba would be pretty good as well. At the dentist? Well, you're a better man than me, Boba Fett. I need to be at the dentist, but instead I'm just here live streaming. Rio Creccia. Well, it looks like you could spell a caribou out of there too. What letters are left if you spell caribou? Granted, it won't be spelled properly, but nevertheless. Then you could sound like a species of, or a subspecies of caribou. I mean, I'm not sure about that. Pronounce them correctly before pronouncing them incorrectly. I don't generally try to pronounce letters incorrectly. Like pronounce a T like K. That's I don't do that, I don't think. So anyway, well, we've killed about an hour now. So good job, you guys. Good job. You just have half an hour of work left before I can watch cartoons. Just put your nose to the grindstone and it'll be over before you know it. Yeah, 5:30. Then, though, it's better if I don't start watching cartoons right at 5:30 because Goblin Slayer 2 doesn't come out till 6:30. So it's better if I wait till like 6:15 to start watching Shield Hero. And then by the time it's over, I'm guaranteed to have Goblin Slayer because sometimes they're not exactly on time with the subtitled ones. Sometimes they're a little bit late. That's okay. I'll definitely be going back to sleep for a nap today. This morning. I'm aiming to go back to bed before 9 a.m. Oh, right. Well, in that case, it's kind of the opposite of what you're saying, Iceful, because bananua looks like banana. I had to sound it out to not say banana. The first time I said banana ua, but that's not what it's spelled like because I like most people, after you learn how to read, you no longer phonetically read things. You just whole language reading. You just recognize the whole word and read it as such. This is why if you change around the letters of some words, like generally people will still be able to read it as long as it has all the right letters in it. But in this case, I needed to read a name as it's supposed to sound, so I had to read it phonetically, which is not something, it's like something that you do sometimes when you're learning to read, but after you fully learn to read, you almost never have to sound things out phonetically unless it's a name. So it's slow, compared to normal reading. I don't have any cereal, Keisha. Thanks for rubbing it in. Thanks a lot. That's just what I needed right now, is for you to rub in to my open wound the lack of cereal that I have. Fortunately, if you're going to rub something into a wound, um, a lack of cereal probably won't hurt that much. Actual cereal would probably hurt a lot more. I'm going to take a couple of B vitamins because after a long time of taking these, seeing if there's an impact, yada yada, many, many, many times. After many, many times of doing this, I believe it is now fair for me to state, I believe it to be the case. I'm not especially subject to any kind of confirmation bias or anything, and I've been paying attention for a long time before making this claim. The B vitamins do help, at least temporarily, the neuropathy, and I suspect that they're gradually helping overall as well. But I am not ready fully to make that claim. But like when I am feeling the neuropathy more intensely, and I take some B vitamins, or even if I'm just feeling it regular and I take some B vitamins, I feel it less after I take the vitamins. All right. So I took some B vitamins right now. And I'd like to also get some C vitamins, namely vitamin C. I guess my cigarettes are in the garage? Probably. All right. I probably should eat something before I smoke another cigarette. Just nothing but coffee and cigarettes makes Eric a pukey boy. I have a dream. I have a dream and a vision and a hope that today is the day that I call my Aunt Evelyn. I need to because she emailed me the other day. And I didn't open the email just a couple of days ago. It said, "Welcome to the new arrival." I think Brian must have had another kid or something. So oh God, Eric. You horrible, horrible Eric. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? When you put off calling your aunt for this long, what can you possibly do? The only thing you can do is just put it off a little bit longer. I'm gonna have one of these granola growers. I'm gonna have a granola grower. This is what I call self-care. Earl Churchy? I like that. Rachel and Eric or Earl Churchy? I can't eat that. I can't eat things that are require too much bite down and crunch on, like nuts that are in that thing. Because my teeth are all fucked up. So, what am I going to do about it? Something eventually. That's the best I can offer. Earl Icor? Neither Rachel nor I has an O in their name. Early Itcher? We don't have a Y either. I don't know if I'm really an early itcher. I could be a timely itcher or a late itcher. I never tried to make that evaluation before. Well, I bet you that Rachel's glad that unlike that one actress lady who married a man, that Rachel didn't marry a man named Tybor Harddick. Rachel Harddick would probably not be her ideal last name, I would guess. I mean, even if you're that guy, it's like your last name's putting a lot of expectations on you. Let's see. I don't know how to play Sweet Child of Mine. I could look up the chords on the internet, I suppose. She's just keeping tabs on Eric, as usual. You know. I can't believe the CIA has directed one of their most important agents, Acacia, to spy on me so much of the time. She's not even spying on me, because what is she actually doing? She's just visiting my published live stream. No spying is required. Now, what is she doing when I'm not live streaming? She's probably looking at satellite images of my house and stuff, you know. See if I'm up to no good. You mean trying to convince me that she's on my side only to reveal that she's a CIA agent and then get me convicted of treason for something? Maybe. Problem is, I'm not doing anything treasonous, so she may have a long time to wait. No, I got not get distracted. What do you have to not get distracted about? Because you're going to Arizona today? Wow. I bet you can solve the case if you look for clues in the crotch area. Oh, you mean I'm the CIA agent, Acacia's my underagent, and she and I are working together to get the scoop on Ruben. That's possible. What's that Ruben really up to? Does it involve giving nuclear secrets to the Chinese? Maybe. I don't have any reason to think so, but you can never be too safe. Oh, God. What? Oh. That's gross now. God. How much can two cats, I'm sure it's mostly trouble, go to the bathroom? And why don't they just pee outside? There's no reason to pee in here. No reason whatsoever. Yeah. Bring your fingerprint dusting kit, Acacia. Check to make sure there are no fingerprints there but yours and his. Blue's Clues is a term referring to a path of seduction ending a state of blue balls. You have a buddy named Neighbor. Well, you could anagram his name to Banro or Rabon. Oh, wonderful kitty. Look how happy she looks. Nabor. Oh, it's pronounced Nabor. It's not pronounced neighbor. Well, that right there is pronounced kitty. Hi, Vanessa Buth. Hi, Vanessa Buth. I'm Capillo. Nice to meet you. Are you over there? No? Oh, okay. Maybe you're over here. That's Capillo, but that's not me. If I were to say that were me, that were I'd be lying. Oh, Nabor. You keep saying that, Acacia, but to be right back, you first have to leave. What's that you said? Pull a barn rip? Okay. I commend you for your good idea. That's the sort of life advice I don't mind taking. Goat coo. Is that like an otaku for goats? Do you have a weird thing that like you just love everything goats? Like the shark person in Dead Mound Death Play, who's into everything sharks. Or like the main character in Kuma 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 Bear Punch, who has everything bear themed. Or like the owner of Okie Dokie, this adorable little boutique in town. And guess what? Their theme is it's artichokes. What if it said drop down and do 50 push-ups? Would you be happy for the day and do it? Me? No. Who's going to tell me to drop down and do 50 push-ups? Kaka-I. Or I, Kaka. Is your name actually Acacia? Is that your real name? I just thought it was your internet name. I might have to go poo again. We'll see. My stomach was a little gurgly this morning. Part of the reason why I got up when I did. Does nature provide a solution? Well, it does. Oh, that's your real name, huh? Wow. That's a cool name. Your parents were creative in their naming. Did people call you Kay? Keisha? Or a K? I imagine people nicknaming you K. Or KK. I mean, sure, they could nickname you Shaw. I probably would have called you the Shah of Iran. Making urine is a good appetizer for going poo. If you've not tried making urine, I'd recommend giving it a shot today. Your bladder is probably pretty full. Oh. Well, my stomach's making a lot of noises, but I don't really have any poop ready to come out right now. So, I'm sorry to poop blue balls you. I hope it's not too disappointing. But I can tell by these gurgles, I'll probably be back again not too long. Those gurgles are not the gurgles of poop that plans to stay in your body. Those are like the gurgles of Mary Fecal Turgles. Okay, Chef? Wonder point. You get it. You get one right there. Wonder point for this sentence. I think I get beer bean now. Let me try again. That's not how you spell Miha, is it? Maybe it is. Oh, Mia! Oh! That's what Delilah's maternal grandmother sounds like. Oh! Come here, tua abuelita! I love my husband. You should do the NPC trend. Unfortunately, I cannot act like a non-player character because I'm so much of a character, or a player character. I don't mean I'm a player like I slay. I mean I'm a player character. Like I'm such a real human being that I can't even fake being a fake human being. Yeah, I love my husband. She drink much tequila and starts saying shit like that. Oh, I love my husband. ¡Ay! ¡Ay, mío! ¡Qué triste! The higher the socks, the downer the foo. Let's see how high my socks are. All right. So with this height of sock, what is my downness score as a foo? Here, Lamb. I need to know. What is my downness score? It goes most of the way up to my knee, as you can see, but not quite all the way. ¡Cuidado! ¡Te caes! Your socks are tights? I do have this purple jacket on. This is something I inherited from my dad. Of all of the things to have, like why I kept this thing, I do not know. But it's soft. It's a good like inside outside jacket. If if you want to go out when it's too cold for just this jacket, it's fine because you can just zip up, put this on, and hang outside long enough to smoke a cigarette. I'm a down ass, sick ass Vato foo. That's pretty cool. Well, I'm considering changing my name to Clowny then. Lil Clowny. What do you think? Do you think that can be my Vato name? Lil Clowny? Or just Clowny? With you can have nicknames of clowns, sad clown, frowny clown, frowns. Those are all some pretty street names. What's your dad's favorite strain? Granddaddy Purple. My dad didn't have a strain. The shirt underneath, this is a green shirt that says, Smokey says keep it green. What is clown in Spanish? That's probably what I'd be called. What is clown in Spanish? It's a good question. I gotta Google it. What is clown in Spanish? Payaso. Payaso. No, it's payaso. Or payasa, depending on if it's a lady or a man clown. Clowny payaso. A lot of dudes called payaso. Well, what do you think about papaya as my vato name? Is papaya a good name for a vato? What about little papaya? Would that be more appropriate? As a Latin, no puke paya. I agree papaya is gross, but as a name, I think it's a good name for me. Little papaya. Yeah. Do you know that Mexicans pronounce guava guayaba? But there'd have to be a big papaya. Oh. If you want to be a little papaya, there has to already be a big papaya. Okay, so, but could there be a regular papaya and a little papaya? I mean, like just a straight papaya, and then little papaya be differentiated from papaya? Or does papaya have to be big papaya? Guayaba. Guayaba could also possibly be a good name for me. Something sweet that attracts flies. What's your background, new group? I don't know where the Z comes from. Papayacito. You think it's copyright proof? Well, let's find out.
Hi, can I order a roast beef sandwich? It's y'all can hear it. For y'all, y'all can hear it.
I don't want to watch that. Um, I don't want to put in the time and patience for that. I think really most things in life should break down into the Goldilocks triad of too much one way, just right, too much the other way. It's fine, show media. I don't have to like your link to approve of you putting it. It was worth a shot. Never know if you don't try. Top 3 mutt flavors? Strawberry banana. Um, chocolate strawberries. Um, I don't know. I can't think of another one. Let's say, um, I'll say cran apple. Or those all three qualify as. I don't think the chocolate strawberry one really does. Strawberry banana, cran apple, and let's see. Patarlik. I'm going with cran apple, strawberry banana, and patarlik. Mint choco. Is that a flavor? Mint choco? Stop with the FI. It's painful. when did I when did I when did I FI? Selfish is like the extreme bad end of FI self-interest. Well, look, subjectively deft would be the best way to put. U.S. President Jared William Landry needs my help. Okay. Any of you ever been in a food fight? I don't think so. By voting for you in this next coming election, U.S. President Jared William Landry? I don't know anything about you. Well, I mean, I think we already currently have a mostly free America. Uh, Obviously, the country has a lot of problems, but I tend to think that requires a little bit more of a nuanced approach to political discourse than bring back a free America, as though, I mean, to even address the topic, you'd need to draw a distinction between liberty and freedom. Let's bring back the dead. That's gonna be my campaign motto. Strauss 2028. Bring back the dead. Make the dead alive again. I'm gonna put a double wide trailer on the front lawn of the White House. Well, then I'm not going to vote for you. that's not affording the office sufficient dignity. Make dead alive again. that's that's the sort of thing that requires funding and a little bit of sense. Since when is the federal government? This is part of its tax and spend power. I get the distinct sense that you're not considering things very deeply. What do I think Jordan Peterson is? Okay, you're definitely not thinking about things very deeply. Who's controlling you? Right now, you seem to be doing what you want to be doing just fine. You're here, expressing your childlike political discourse as you see fit. Is anybody forcing you to do this? Who's controlling you exactly? Nobody's controlling me. I do what I want all the time. Granted, I'm more fortunate than most people. But even when I wasn't, nobody was controlling me. To the extent that anybody was controlling me, it was my dad. And, I don't expect the president to help me with that. I'll tell you what kind of con it sounds like. Show me the troll kind. Jefferson Prods. Hi, Jefferson Prods. Are you here to prod? Do we have any prodding volunteers? Or prodlanteers, as they're sometimes called? CIA. You think Jefferson Prods is in the CIA? Congratulations, Jefferson Prods, for getting a job with our nation's intelligence service. Well, one of our nation's intelligence services. Absurdly. You think they just put everything under one? Yeah. Eric, have I ever pooped in a urinal while on meth? No. I've never pooped in a urinal at all. Mostly what I did in bathrooms when on meth was smoke meth. This is a good idea. Let's go into this. Go into this bathroom at the theater where I'm seeing a play. Smoke a little meth between acts. That'll help the play go by faster. Well, I'm going to say show media that hopefully for me, there's never a first time for that. This is pretty hood. It's like, really, even though this is insufficient jacketry for 33 degrees or whatever it is right now, it's enough to last one half of a cigarette, Well, put it this way, New Groove. Punk motherfuckers are afraid of me just because I'm from the CPT. So once you remember that, you know that I'd fare fine. I just explained to them, hello, I'm very familiar with your neighborhood. I also got it bad because I'm brown. They frequently fuck with me because I'm a teenager with a little bit of goals and a pager. And they're like, why do you have a pager still? It's 2023. I'd say, why? I wanted to fit in here in Compton. So I thought I'd get some gold chains and a pager. Things haven't updated since the records straight out of Compton, have they? I'm assuming they haven't. Yeah, you know me. I'm down with SOCKS. If you aren't a gang member, you won't have much problem from gangs. Don't dress like one, though. No, I wouldn't dress like one. I'm just joking around. I wouldn't go down to Compton if I didn't have a reason to go there. I just dress like this, which is about as ridiculous as a person can dress. No, I don't have any flip phone. I just have a pager. And I've got it set to automatically go off every 15 minutes. And I look at it and go like, ooh, oh, okay. I gotta do something. I gotta go meet with a guy about a thing. Okay, what would you like to learn? Jabba-jay. The most important thing about teaching somebody something is they need to know what they want to learn first. Who is my favorite rapper? Johnny. You might not say he's primarily a rapper, and you would be primarily right. But he's still a rapper. As per the song, You Got a Man. I got rubber bands in my hands. I'm pushing 6 in my pants. I spent about half my advance just trying to get you. No, Hero Lamb. That is not an album that I like, okay? I mean, I like rap when it's used, like, say, either Johnny uses it or like Brockhampton uses it in the song Boogie, where like each person has like one line of rap which gets repeated like 2 times, and then it goes through one time and goes through another time. And it's like they're using it like as an instrument almost. I like it used like that. I'm kind of over wordy rap. Too many words is like too many birds. Bad. You like Earth Gang? I've not heard Earth Gang. I did add a new rap song recently too. Chappy Tracks that I like a lot. Rachel shared the link with Delilah and she's like, oh yeah, I already know about this song. Which Rachel predicted would happen. Are you trying to say rapists? Rapists has 2 P's in it. Well, your chat is writing guarantees that we'll have to wait and sees. We'll have to wait and sees. You have a piggy bank in the works. I do. I do have a piggy bank. It's actually a crab piggy bank. Would you like to see it? I'll show it to you. It's right here. It has coins in it. But I don't usually remember to put coins in it. I don't know what happened. The coins just seem to end up in the car or somewhere. I'll take Le Tits for 200, Alex. That's interesting, NI show media, but I think it's incorrect. I could kind of tell the difference. The Purple Hermit, a novel by Eric Strauss. Once upon a time, there was a purple hermit that lived in my pants. Every couple of days, he came out and said, "Hello, Rachel." Huh. Show media, maybe you were right. Maybe you were right, but didn't Acacia say she was leaving for Arizona today? That would seem to contradict the notion that they're in the same room right now. I had a shirt with Hermit Tarot on. It's also Hangman and Strength and the Devil Setter's cool artwork for the tarot decks. Eiffel 65's next hit. Yes. I feel pretty chill. I feel like I could probably go back to bed pretty soon. How do I know Acacia is a woman? Because I had her chromosomes tested. And she doesn't have a Y. She has 2 X's. So, therefore, I know she's a woman. It's not Raider White, it's Rider Waite. You got the vowel sounds backwards. The blue da ba dee da ba doo da ba dee da ba doo ba da dee da dee da ba dee da da. It's not exactly bad, it's just a little one-dimensional. Chiller than a Xanax pill on a tall hill. Are Xanax pills chiller on tall hills? Is there some sort of linkage between the effectiveness of a benzodiazepine and altitude? I wonder. Maybe there is. It's the sequel, therefore, Acacia. It really should be it should be the third one. The second one should be WTF, I'm changing from blue to purple. Okay? It's a trilogy. The first song is blue. The second song is WTF, I'm changing from blue to purple. The third song is I'm so purple, make me blue again. And then I guess you could have a denouement at song as a fourth one, which is, well, now I'm blue again. That would be an interesting conceptual song art project. I'm sure it would turn out terribly though. Okay. Well, I'm getting pretty tired. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to watch a cartoon and then I'm going to go back to bread. Imagine wearing a shirt Eiffel 65 in 2023. You know what I heard? I read an interesting article yesterday. Before I go, I'm going to tell you this. It was very interesting. They figured out who that guy on the Led Zeppelin 4 album cover is. First of all, I did not know that that was a mystery, that nobody could figure out who that guy on that album cover was. But that was, in fact, the case. Nobody could identify the band had bought a colorized version of that photo at an antique store or something, and then had lost it. It got lost after they submitted it for the album art, and they made it black and white on the album art. Well, so nobody knew what that picture was from, where it was from, or anything like that, right? Well, guess what? Not only did they figure out where the photo was from, but they actually have the guy's name, everything about him now, because some scholarly guy doing some sort of scholarly stuff was cataloging some Victorian photo album that he had come across or whatever, doing some kind of photo archaeology or whatever. And he saw the photo in this photo album and he's like, wait a second, I think that's a Zep 4 album cover guy. And they were able to figure out everything about it. His name, his job, everything. He was like, he bought a couple of typing sessions from random channels and got wild results. That sounds like a fun experiment. Hi, Hedgehog. How are you? Plowed and planted. Robert Plant's just too much. Too much, too much, too much. Too much and too little and too much. Anyhow, okay, I'm gonna go now because I'm gonna watch a cartoon and then I'm gonna probably go back to bed. I'm feeling a little bit fatigued. ESFJ, INTJ, and ESTP. Wow, that's quite an array of types. Just like everybody thinks they could just say whatever and do whatever. Good night, Rubinar. And good luck.